Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, Daniel Rowe killer to spend at least 27 years in prison. Dental assistant Coyote Satchel has been sentenced to life in prison for the murder of 8-year-old Daniel Rowe. She will be eligible for parole after serving 27 years and 4 months. The decision was handed down by Supreme Court Judge Justice Caroline Powell on Friday. Satchel was also sentenced to 6 years and 3 months for child stealing. The sentences are to run concurrently. During the sentencing, Justice Powell described what Satchel did to Daniel as a sheer evil and said that with Daniel's death, her family has been deprived of so much, noting Daniel's brother, who asks for her every day, and her sister, who is always angry and wants to die. Satchel, by her own admission, snatched Rowe from Breton Primary and Infant School in Portmore, St. Catherine on June 8, 2023, and took her to a location in St. Andrew where she fed her a meal before slashing her throat. The mortally wounded child was found by a member of the Jamaica Defense Force on Roosevelt Avenue in St. Andrew. She succumbed to her injuries in hospital 2 days later on June 10. In September this year, Satchel pleaded guilty to the acts which caused widespread horror and outrage. She claimed she was driven to commit the crime out of bitterness and frustration at being jilted by the child's father, who she said infected her with HIV. Bail denied for Leota Bradshaw and the co-accused. U.S. Navy Petty Officer Leota Bradshaw and her co-accused had their bail application denied when they appeared before the Supreme Court on Friday. Bradshaw and the 3 others are charged with the abduction and the killing of 10-month-old Saroya Polwell, the daughter of Member of Parliament Philip Polwell, and her mother Tashana Patterson. Bradshaw, who shares a child with Polwell, has been charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 2 counts of murder. Her co-accused are Roland Balfour, who has been charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, and misprision of felony, Rashane Miller, who has been charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, and misprision of felony, and Richard Brown, who has been charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, and 2 counts of kidnapping. Hanover woman acting as a money mule convicted for role in SIM swap fraud scheme. A woman was convicted in the Westmoreland Circuit Court on Wednesday for her involvement in a multi-million-dollar SIM swap fraud scheme targeting customers of local banks. According to the Financial Crimes Investigations Branch, in a release, investigations revealed that 22-year-old Isane Dobson of a Hopewell address in Hanover was part of a criminal network that fraudulently accessed the victims' bank accounts by taking over their SIM cards and activating online banking services. Dobson's account alone received Jamaican $367,500, which was withdrawn almost immediately, and another attempted transfer of Jamaican $255,000 was partially reversed by a local commercial bank. These illicit activities facilitated the transfer of victims' of funds to accounts operated by money mules, of which Dobson was one, FID stated, noting that a money mule is someone who receives and/or moves money obtained from fraud victims. Some money mules knowingly participate in criminal activity, while others are unaware that their actions assist the fraudsters, the release stated. Dobson was convicted on 1 count of conspiracy to defraud and 2 counts of facilitating a transaction involving criminal property. She was ordered to pay fines of Jamaican $100,000 for each offense or face 6 months imprisonment. Additionally, she must pay restitution totaling Jamaican $351,500 to a local commercial bank. The matter was successfully prosecuted by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Commenting on the case, FID stated there are many young individuals like Isane Dobson who are jeopardizing their futures by engaging in financial crimes and other criminal activities. While Ms. Dobson avoided a prison sentence this time, we are sending a strong warning: those who choose to participate in such illegal activities may not be as fortunate. We remain determined in our mission to bring offenders to justice and to safeguard our financial system. FID said it continues to urge the public to remain vigilant against the fraud and report suspicious activities to the authorities. Jamaica eye camera footage assisting police probe of vendor's murder in St. Elizabeth. The Ministry of National Security says footage from Jamaica eye cameras in the vicinity of a fatal stabbing in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth on December 14 is being used by the police to investigate the murder. The ministry provided the update Friday as it confirmed that the cameras closest to the location of the attack on Main Street were fully operational at the time of the incident. It was reported that the camera above the incident was malfunctioning, which led the residents of St. Elizabeth to appeal to the authorities to urgently fix the surveillance system. But the National Security Ministry says while some cameras in the Santa Cruz area are currently offline due to technical challenges arising from maintenance delays, efforts are far advanced to fully restore these systems. The ministry says it is deeply saddened by this senseless act of violence and is reaffirming its commitment to providing the requisite resources, including technology assets such as Jamaica Eye, to enhance the investigative and intelligence capacity of law enforcement in their pursuit of criminal elements across the country. Farmer dies apparently after becoming entangled in animal's rope. A farmer of New River, St. Elizabeth, is suspected to have died after she became entangled with a rope on a cow on Wednesday. She has been identified as 49-year-old Nadine Thompson. Ms. Thompson was found by another farmer about 11:30 a.m. The rope from the cow was wrapped around Ms. Thompson's foot and the animal had injuries to its leg. It is suspected that she was trying to free the animal from the rope when the mishap occurred. Clunis Malcolm, the farmer who found her, said he was alerted to the injured woman when he heard groans and went to investigate.
Right away, my son said, don't want to go with you, just so she can go. So when I go now, I not even see her, I go in here, one make a sound like one pig, and it sound. So I say, well, this is a pig I do that so. So when I go up now for which part I walk on the road, on the road, in the come on. I can't see her, but I hear groans. So when I go up to the ground with you, look, I see somebody and I say, how is this? I'm not even know that she from the thing she gone to work. Alright, so when you go up and look, come say to Nadine, lie down on her back, a pale foam come out on me.
Ms. Thompson was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. The police are awaiting the results of a post-mortem to determine the cause of death. MP says East Kingston residents are fearful of retaliation following recent murders. Member of Parliament for Kingston Eastern and Port Royal, Philip Polwell, says residents are living in fear of retaliation following several murders in the constituency. He says there have been some violent incidents over the last 2 months in the constituency, especially in the Rockfort community. 3 murders, including a double shooting, have occurred in Rockfort this month. In November, 5 men were killed and 2 others wounded in Pleasant Heights. Mr. Polwell explained that these murders have created heightened tension in the constituency, but said the police are working to maintain calm.
They have been in the constituency, especially the areas where there has been violence. They have been doing curfews, and we want that to continue. We also want people to enjoy their Christmas. And so the police have been working to ensure that while they impose some of the restrictions, that they also enable some of the people to have fun without endangering the lives of the other residents. So we're seeing some calm. We want that to continue into the new year. People have heeded the call, and the police is getting more support. I myself, once I get information I pass it on to the police. Because that's the role that all of us have to play in this fight against crime. Share the information. If you see people around with guns, call the police immediately. You can trust the police.
Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.